Hello everyone, welcome to another live session with Speaker Circle. First of all, surprise, it's not the usual face that you see here. My name is Zaina Rafiq. I am also a member at Speaker Circle. I work at Speaker Circle and I've been here since day one. So today at the live session, you are going to have me as the host, and there are many activities that we do here. So first of all, I want to know how many people are with us in this very informative, very rich in knowledge session that we are going to have today. So if you could just type your name in the chat box and send us a hi, we'll be really happy to connect with you on a one-on-one note. So I'm just waiting for all of you to send a hi. Is there anyone here? Do we have anyone watching the live session? Okay, I'm sure that most of you are already here, but hi Alicia, hi, really happy to have you here. So Alicia is the first viewer, and I hope there are many other viewers joining her, because I assure you that this is going to be a really fun session. There is someone called Story Time. Hi, may I know your name? That's like your channel name, but may I know your name if it was possible? So people type in your name, type in your questions, your queries, because chat box is the medium through which the speaker is going to be interacting with you. So if you are not active there, you won't be able to ask your questions, you won't be able to connect well, and you won't get the full essence out of this session. Okay, so hi Aditya, hi Vishwajit. I'm so happy. Good evening, good evening. I'm so happy that everyone is joining here. So, at Speakers Circle, we have several activities, as I said. But what are these activities about? Why we do these live sessions? You know, we could just have a Zoom meet with a bunch of people. We could finish it. We could finish all our meets. We could finish all these additional activities. But we decided to keep it live because people like you can interact with us, so that there is no limit for us to people. We can spread the word everywhere and anywhere. So today we are here for a very interesting session about a very interesting topic. So when I say, what comes to your mind when you hear the word life? Now it's a very subjective term. It's a big term. I know हम सब के अंदर बहुत अलग अलग ख्याल है for life. But if you could just tell me, what is life according to you? Just tell me in 3 words. What is life according to you in 3 words? Anyone from the comment section? Hurry up, guys. I'm waiting for your response. Okay, Alicia says life is about fun. That's very true. Life is about extracting the fun from as many situations as you can. Anyone else apart from Alicia? She also says it's about experience, as in, you go on experiencing various things and you learn from them, and it's also about happiness. So fun, experience, happiness. Very good, Alicia. So we all have different answers to these. I might have different answers, you might have different answers, but what is life in a general perspective? What is it all about? Okay, so today we have someone who is quite experienced at having wonderful talks. He is Sunil Shanewar. He is from Ahmedabad, the same city as me. He holds a bachelor's degree in engineering from NIT Durgapur. He currently works as a freelance consultant, as an incredible experience of 15 years. He is a voracious reader. And by a voracious reader, I mean there are hardly any popular books that he has not read. So he is a man that is abundantly, very smart, very knowledgeable, and there is a lot to learn from him. So first of all, I would like to invite Mr. Sunil Shanewar to have a word with us about, is just give an overview as in what he is going to talk in the session. Hello, good
Hello,
evening, sir.
Zaina.
It's really good to have you here. Hello.
Thank you, Zaina. Thank you. How are you?
I'm fine. How have you been? We hope that everyone is really excited to hear from you. So, just tell us in a few sentences what this session is going to be about. Like, we are really curious to know how life, this broad concept, can be summarized into just a session of an hour or so.
This is something which is endless experience, as Alicia said, and we are not going to summarize. We are just trying to understand.
Okay.
and that might help each of us. I might also learn few new things about life, because life is such a vast topic that it's impossible to cover in as many sessions as we want, because every day
Absolutely.
there is a new challenge,
Right,
and the
right. So
way
you
we
are going
face
to
them.
talk something about life and how we face them and how it entirely, works in a concept. But I have a question for you before we begin the session, if I may. So, as you said that you're going to be talking about life as in understanding it as much as we can. But then why this, title, How Life Works? Because usually we put the verb works for something that is like a mechanical tool or some kind of a system. So why is this, why have you given this frame to this concept? That's just my question.
See, most of us has a typical pattern, right from the moment we wake up till the time we go to the bed. We wake up, we
Right.
just check where is our beautiful companion, that is a cell phone. uh, we we either read a few messages, we wait for that one special message, or if we have done something in the night, we are expecting the responses from people or reactions from the people, how they are going to react on that. You might have created some buzz yesterday, so you are hoping that buzz to go viral on the next day. And this is a typical pattern that what we follow without trying to understand what we are doing with life.
Right,
Okay,
true.
95% of the people, whoever are alive on this planet, has absolutely no idea how their days pass.
Right, that's absolutely
and
true.
and for some of us, it's like it's like walking on the cake. And for some
Right.
of us, it's so difficult that even if we try to spend 1 hour peacefully, that's impossible. So both kind of emotions we experience on a daily basis. So we are just going trying to understand how these events happens, what is that thought in our mind which is happening in the background and which absolutely we are not aware of, and how we can just try and change few things. Because as I said, even endless sessions can be conducted on this on a daily basis, and still we will have a different set of questions each time we talk about this topic. So we'll just try to
Right.
understand few things only.
Okay, so I do get your perspective. So I'll just like to tell something to our viewers based on what you said. I don't think this session is just going to be, a typical knowledge sharing session. Rather, it's going to be a sort of a discussion or sort of giving thought to a concept that we often ignore or we often don't understand well. Am I right? So, without any further ado, I'll give you the stage and good luck to you. And yes, everyone who is viewing us, who's with us, feel free to type your questions, your comments, your thoughts, and be a part of the discussion and help our speaker impart his knowledge as much as he can. And also, you can ask at the end of the session, you can also ask your queries or questions about what he has shared. And feel free to interact with us. I'll just go backstage and giving you the stage. Thank you.
Thank you, Zaina. Thank you so much for inviting me again here and share my experiences about life. So, most of us always think we have endless thoughts right from the time we wake up till the time we go to the bed. So, these endless thoughts makes us what we are today. Now, this is something which we have been hearing for a maybe long time. But how these things are happening, how these things are going to help us, is something that we need to understand. So that is the reason uh, we are here with this knowledge sharing session. Not even a session. I'm not going to talk much about this. I hope this becomes an interactive one, and we share few ideas with each other regarding the same. and we make this a good learning session for each of us. So how life works. So there are few basic things which we experience on a daily basis. So why this thought came to me about talk about this particular topic on a busy Thursday evening, when each of us has come back from the whole office. Somebody might have had wonderful day, somebody might have had a normal day, and somebody might have had a bad day. So all three people, this might relate to each of us. So how life works, let us start with this a small topic. As I told you in a pre-talk session or a chat with Zaina, that we experience the similar kind of things on a daily basis. And now just imagine this: you know somebody, a good friend, or a a colleague, or your parents, your siblings, any that person could be anybody. And whenever that person comes in front of you, even a thought of that person, we always go into the past and try to remember what has happened with that person. Now, most of the times, if that person is somebody whose name we don't even want to understand, understand, listen, anything. So that person's name itself creates so much of turmoil inside ourselves that we fail to even acknowledge that person is there. And the same thing happens, which might have happened maybe year back or 2 years back or maybe 1,000 years back. So the feeling with that person is same. And with that one thought, we prepare ourselves for the our daily rituals. Maybe somebody is going to make a tea, somebody is going to have a shower, somebody is going to have something or like other before you start your work, or before you go to your college or university, whatever. So with that one thought, we wake up with that one thought of that person to whom we hate thoroughly. We absolutely don't want to see that person, and in the morning itself somebody has spoken few words about that person. So you go to bathroom, and suddenly you find yourself without that water. Or during this winter season, you realize that the water is so cold and your geyser is not working. So our day starts with that one emotion, which is not good for us. And the rest of the things are known to each of us. So we go on a breakfast table, we see there are so many things, but there is nothing that you really love to eat. And that again creates one more thought. When you reach to your office, you are somebody who takes care of the all the guests or all the employees. You may be in HR, or you may be on a reception table, or you may be in a sales job. So you receive that one call, and the person on other side of the call is very rude. And again that thought of this person is rude strikes you, and you start thinking about how your life is bad. So you start saying, I always greet myself with the rude people. Everybody around me is rude. There is nobody who cares for me. There is nobody who appreciates my work. Even if I work for 24/7, my boss never appreciates me. And so many series of thoughts. And with these thoughts, you come back home. And when you are home, you find that children are playing, and something or other happens, some weird thing happens, and you fell down. You look at these kids and say, my day is always bad. Then you come home, somehow manage yourself to pushing yourself into that home, and you find that your home is total mess. and that's it. And these kind of things keep happening to us. Similarly, on the other hand, on the contrary, what happens is that you wake up with a very fresh mind. You do your yoga, you do your gymming and all those things, you listen to beautiful music, you meditate, and you are grateful for whatever life is has to offer to you. You go with that thought. Same things happen. A rude customer calls you, and you said, okay, this customer has a tendency to behave like this, and you just forget that moment, the moment he puts up that call. You go to your colleagues, you talk to them nicely, they treat you well, you go for a coffee or tea, you had a wonderful lunch, you come back home. These kids again, they are playing, but somehow you slip on the way and you fall down, and you look at these kids, you have some fun with that kids, and you share your experiences, how you used to bully the elders when you were a kid, and you have a good laugh. You come home, you see that your home is a total mess, and you understand that okay, this is a mess because I am still lucky to have my parents, my kids, my siblings, my children, whatever in house. And when these people are there, this mess is supposed to be there. So you call somebody, get the help, get the house cleaned, and you enjoy your evening with these guys. So both the things we experience on different days and different times. And these things happen every time with the first thought, whatever we had in the morning. And this is how life works. And this is the reason why the same things keep happening to us. Either they may be good or they may be bad. So, what next? So, this all started with a thought. We talk about so many things. So what is a thought? Before I even had a thought of delivering this lecture, I never had this idea about there is something called thought, and we have average 50,000 thoughts in a day. This is what scientists say. Now ask yourself, how many thoughts are there which are really helping you on a daily basis? Maybe 40,000 out of 50,000 which are helping you. Yes, these are 40,000 out of 50,000. Now, the thing is that whether these thoughts are positive thoughts or these thoughts are something that you just don't want to, have them in your mind the moment you wake up. So, the study was conducted by a Japanese scientist called Imato. What he used to do is he used to freeze the water. And once he freezes the water, he used to talk to that water. He will talk a few good things about one jar of water and few not so good things about another jar of water. So what happened during this time is when this water is in a solid form, so the crystals, whatever there inside that jar, used to take different shapes. And if you want to see those shapes, you can go online and check the shapes by Imato, the experiments, whatever done by Imato. These all the studies are online. You can Google it and find them out. Even if he had a thought, not even if he has not spoken to the water, he just thinks about, looks at that jar and thinks something about it, and that water changes the shape. The crystals form a different form every time Imato thinks about them differently. So he has done two experiments. Then he what he does is that he writes something on a piece of paper and just keep that paper near that particular jar. And so he has captured all the images with a very micro cameras, and the pictures were amazing. This was impossible to believe that something like water which has no life can change shapes just with a thought, whatever we are thinking about that water. So this is a thought. So our lives are also totally dependent upon these kind of thoughts. We always think of something, and we always think, this should happen, this should not happen, this is something that I intended to have, this is something I never wanted to have in my life. So there are two minds, as each of us knows. One is conscious mind and another one is subconscious mind. So subconscious mind is very powerful. Each of us might have heard about subconscious mind, but very few of us knows how subconscious mind works. So there are few things which I just want to throw a light on. So subconscious mind is that subconscious mind has no intellect. Whatever you speak is true for your subconscious mind. So this is something like, a big bull standing in the ground, and you just command that bull. If you command that bull to run 100 kilometers, that bull will run 100 kilometers without any complaints and come back to you. If you ask that bull not to run 100 kilometers, since that bull doesn't understand no, the moment he listens run, this bull will start running. Similarly, these kind of things starts happening to us in life. How many of you have experienced that your childhood memories are still bothering you? Somebody in your childhood has given you a name, has given you some identity, or has said something about it. Few children are there who were never appreciated. So, what happens to those children? Because when they were children, they never understood what is good for them, what is bad for them. If you say that you are a beautiful child, you can do wonders with whatever you want to, and that child will be somebody who's creating wonders in his own life. When he reaches the stage of, maybe his teenager or his adolescence years, he's doing fantastic in everything whatever he does. And at the same time, he or she has a sibling, and somebody has always, found faults in that child. You see that that similar child, raised in the same environment, raised by the same parents, went to the same school, had the same degree, but still not able to achieve whatever he's capable of, because that one thought of you're not good has been, you know there on the back of his mind. So this child is not performing to his own or her own expectations. So this is what a thought can do to us. So whatever we are going to think from this moment onward, we must understand what we are thinking and how this thought is going to help me or help others. And if we have this particular idea, then I'm sure we will be able to make a lot of changes in our own lives and lives of other people. So, you know, uh, each of us has heard a lot about law of attraction. So, what happens is that we each of us might have heard about secret, each of us might have heard about snare desai, and there are so many people, Tony Robbins, and everybody tells us about law of attraction. Law of attraction is this, law of attraction is that, you can do wonders with law of attraction. And with that full confidence, full enthusiasm, we go to attend a seminar by somebody who has trained over millions of people worldwide, online, offline, both. Few of them are such a highly rated trainers that they charge somewhere around half a million Indian rupees for just 2 or 3 days retreat. And they claim that if you follow this, they guarantee you that your life going to change for the good. So we go, we follow, we go to the seminar, we have a blast during the day. The whole day we enjoy everything, whatever is happening over there. At the end of the day, we part our ways with a smiles, with laughter, and with really good memories. And for first 2 to 3 weeks, we are in the same, how's the Josh wala thing. So if somebody asks you, how's the Josh? You say, hi, sir. How's the Josh? Hi, sir. And after 3, 4 weeks, that Josh starts to go down. Now, what has happened during those 3 weeks that made you live really a comfortable life? Because the words of that lecture or the speaker were so powerful that whenever few bad things happen to you, you just try to ignore that and you remember that one sentence. This person has told me to do this, let me try and do this. And we just try and do this, do this, do this. And at the end of the day, after 20 or 30 days, we understand no, this is not working for me. This is like I weigh 150 kg and I decide to lose my weight. I follow all the whatever the guidelines given by my dietitian. I hit gym, I work out, I do this for a week continuous basis. I eat all the fruits, only boiled vegetables. I don't want to have carbs and all those things. And at the end of 10 days, I realized no, I'm not living my life. I used to live my life. Though I was bulky, I was healthy, I was heavy. It didn't made me sad. It didn't made me think constantly about the food. So after a month, whatever weight we lose, maybe 10 kgs, 15 kgs, 5 kgs, or whatever. And after 2 months, we are back to normal. We are back to our original self, and we blame that no, these things doesn't work. But have you ever thought? Have you ever tested these things whether they really work, and why these things work for the people who think it works? Because we had a thought about losing weight every time, and every time we were not doing good. Now, this is a funny part. Whenever somebody goes on a weight loss journey, first thing they do is either they go to the market or they go online, open Amazon or Flipkart, see which is the best scale available in the market. So they get that scale. Within 2 3 days, that scale comes, and you start they start work out so hard that even that scale says, oh, I'm going to get some relief from this guy. He might be lighter by a pound or maybe few grams. And you start hitting that. You start hitting the gym. You go every time. You come back, you check your way. Oh, today I'm maybe half a kg less, because the digital scales nowadays shows weight in 5 kg, 55 grams, and something like that. So you are happy on day one, you're happy on day two, you're happy on day three, and after some time you start you stop losing that weight. Whatever your desired weight is not there, you don't see that in your vision for maybe next 5 6 months, and you start getting frustrated. You still work hard, and you see that there are no results. You again start working hard. It's 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, and you're not making any progress. Now, even if you work with the same mentality for a year, you're not going to lose weight, because you started with the thought of losing weight. Now, every time you look at that scale, that scale reminds you that you're not going to lose weight. So you're lacking. Remember this, understand this. You're lacking that idea of your ideal weight. You want to reach 55, 60, 65, whatever you have in mind. and you're not reaching to that stage. So that lack creates a disturbance. And whenever you think of losing weight, you start feeling bad about it. You start feeling that, I'm working so hard, nothing is happening to me. And the subconscious mind, which is, you know, a clueless bull with no intellect, captures that one moment, captures that one feeling of you not losing weight, and it makes sure that you don't lose weight. How hard you work, how hard you try, and whatever you do. And that is the reason most of the New Year resolutions die by the end of February. And this is how gyms, earn their money during first month of every year. They will make sure that you buy a membership for minimum 6 months. They will never say try and, we will give you a month free, and if you are satisfied, then only you can buy that membership. And there is a clause that there is no money will be refunded to you. And we blame law of attraction. So this is how things happen to us. We think of not having something, and that creates a bigger trouble. Now imagine you're going to a restaurant with your friends, and these friends you have met maybe after 2 years of lockdown. You're happy. You're sitting there in a comfortable restaurant, comfortable chair. That is your favorite restaurant. You order your favorite dish. 10 minutes pass, this dish doesn't arrive. And you see on a nearby table there is another group of people who are sitting there. They order their food. They order something which is more exotic than you, which takes more time than your food to prepare. That food comes, you look at their foods, you think, I think these guys are messed up with my order. You look at them, they are still enjoying their food. They don't worry because their food is before time, and they came 15 minutes late. So 40 minutes, 50 minutes, 55 minutes, and you guys talk about how this restaurant is bad. And remember, this restaurant is one of your favorite restaurants of the town. You call the manager, you shout at him. He said, sir, let me look at this. What goof of you made. And all those things happened. And by the time your food reaches your table, these guys are gone, and next bunch of people are having their food. So you're so unsatisfied, and the moment this food comes, you realize that their quality is so bad that you don't want to come here again. Now, what happened during this time? You wanted that food. You came to have a good food, and for first 10-15 minutes you were happy. You were just waiting eagerly for that food with the good thoughts, good feelings, and to have that wonderful evening with your friends. And by the time that food arrived, your feelings were totally different. So even if that food had the same quality, the same taste, or the same ingredients made by the same cook, that food still not taste good, because we had that lack of wanting that food. You still want that, but you are continuously thinking about not having that food on your table. And this is how we fail to achieve whatever we think. We work hard for a year, 2, 3, 4, 5. Few people work for 10 years or 15 years, and they still says, I follow everything, whatever was given, whatever was taught to me. I follow each and everything, and still I'm not getting the results that I desire. For first year or two, we think about having that position of whatever that your thought is, or whatever your goal is. But after 2 years, you curse yourself for having that one thought. You always think bad about, it's 10 years, it's 15 years, I'm not still earning money, I'm not still happy with my life. And even if happiness comes in pieces and, ifs and buts and pieces and maybe sometime in gallons, we don't enjoy that. And this is why law of attraction fails, and we blame law of attraction. We just don't want to introspect what is going on inside our minds. So moving next, so letting go, which is one of the most difficult things in life. Letting go. 3 years back, when I heard of this particular phrase, letting go, two words, these are very small words, let go. And it was like, "Yaar, how can I let go?" I was so embarrassed. I was so hurt. I had to suffer so much of the losses in my business, in my career, in my whatever I did in past. And I always tried to find out that one person to whom I can put all the blame on, and you have that, you know, revenge kind of feeling inside me, that now let me show this person how I'm going to ruin his life or her life. And whoever of us thinks in that way, we are just making our life worst. When there is something which is nothing is good to us, what we can do is just let that situation be like it is. Let things happen the way they are happening. Let it go. The moment you forgive somebody, you will realize that the monkey which was sitting on your shoulders has gone away all of a sudden. Letting go will only help you to reach to your destination where you wanted to reach. Letting go or forgiving somebody who is not who is not ready to accept that they have done something wrong to you is the biggest feeling. Because at the end of the day, when you forgive that person or let go that situation, you are at peace of mind. Even if that person has done thousand bad things to you, you are the one who is not carrying that one bad feeling that person for that person, and you are able to perform whatever the duties or tasks you are supposed to do during the day, during the year, or during your lifetime. So the best way is to let go and focus on what is more important to you. You want to prove yourself, but while doing that, we hurt many people, we hurt many emotions. We all are in bad shape. Few of us were in bad shape. Few of us are going to face those bad situations in life, not today but tomorrow, because life has everything new to offer to us on a daily basis. So the only thing is that let it go. When everything is wrong, now you know that you are deep down and there is nothing to go down. The only way is you can go up. And if you start letting go the situations, people, and circumstances, then there is only way out is that you can always ask yourself, now this is something where I am. What else I can do? What is next that which is good for me? How I'm going to enjoy the next moment? And if we keep asking this ourselves, then things will become little easy. You know the situation is not in your favor, but the moment you change your thought, you will start finding something miraculous is happening in your life. You'll encounter a few people who are, so helpful, so enthusiastic. They'll just easily pick you out of that garbage wherever you are, and things will start moving in the right direction. What next? Acceptance and forgiveness. We have spoken about the forgiveness, but most of the times we don't accept the things. Now, the funny part is we change, we try to change the things that we need to accept. and we accept the things that we need to change, like your parents. Now, most of us are in constant tussle with our parents. He's like that, he's like this. My father doesn't understand me. I'll teach him the lesson, and all those things we have in our mind. But we realize that before we born, my father or my mother or my siblings were the same since the time I know them, and we want to change them. And if somebody wants to change us, we are not ready to do that. Why this happens? Because we are totally off track about what needs to be changed and what needs to be accepted. So, acceptance is the first step that we can take anytime to have a better life. So, accept that you are in a bad shape. Accept that things have gone wrong. Accept that you are going to get fired from the job. Accept that you are going to make losses this year in your business. Accept that you are not going to score good marks. The moment you accept, then only you can find out an alternative way to do things that you really wanted to do. You can still score bad marks, you can still make losses, you can still get fired from the job, but you will not have that feeling of no, I'm a bad person, I could have done this or could have done that. The moment you accept, you have ideas, you will find people are coming to support you and taking you out of the trouble. Same thing happens with forgiveness. Forgiveness gives us peace of mind. I don't know about others, but whenever I was in that kind of situation, I always forgive myself. I always forgive the another person who was there during that situation. So forgiveness always give me peace of mind, and that helps me sleep peacefully when I go to the bed. So acceptance and forgiveness are one of the two keys to live a better life. Next, better ways to achieve goals. We all have some goals in our life. Now, what can we do? One was acceptance, second was forgiveness, third is realization. We must always track our journey. If I'm here today at this particular juncture, have I moved a bit during next 1 week or last 1 week? Whatever I was yesterday, whether I am the same person today, whoever I was a year back or 2 years back or 5 years back, am I the same person? So we need to track our own progress. The moment we track our progress, we realize what things needs to be changed in order to make us achieve those goals that we always wanted to. Second thing, we make plans. We have beautiful PowerPoint presentation. We have everything ready. But we fail to realize that until and unless we take that one step, it is never possible for any of us to reach to that goal. Because when you want to reach to that goal, you have to start taking the actions. And the funny part about taking the actions is we are so equipped in our minds with ifs, buts, past experiences, what my parents will say, what others will say. There is a very good saying in Hindi, सबसे बुरा रोग क्या कहेंगे लोग. We are engrossed with those thoughts. We look at our parents. I'm going to do this. Now, how this person will react to me? We just wait for their reaction. It doesn't make a difference to their life if your goals are going to help your family grow in a better way. So take actions. Let people think about whatever they want to think, because I have never seen a person in my life who has satisfied everybody. Try and satisfy each of them. At the end of the day, make sure that you are the most unsatisfied person in the house, in the society, on the planet. Because there is nobody who has satisfied every human being, every living being. It could be anybody, including God. We are not happy with God. We are not happy with parents. with we are not happy with our girlfriend or boyfriend. We are not happy with our siblings. We are not happy with our spouse. We are not happy with your kids. So basically that unhappiness is inside that person, not you are just a reason for that person to blur out whatever he or she has in her mind. That happiness is inside that person, and you are just becoming a medium for them to express this. So take actions, be your own self, watch your thoughts, make sure that intentionally you are not hurting yourself or others. Second thing, be responsible. Now when I say be responsible for what you do. If something is happening which is in your favor, you are responsible for that. But what we do is, most of the time, if something is not going in my favor, I try to find out one person to whom I can blame. And this is how this concept of five wives and one husband came. When, why, where, what, when, why, where, what, and how. And the who comes last. And that who is never a one person. You are the part of that situation. So that who includes you if it is a two people's event. If it is more than two, then that who becomes multiple people. So we need to understand why this situation happened, when this happened, what were the circumstances for these things to happen, when was the time. This is how this police and all the agencies work. And lastly, they ask who were the people involved in that one particular situation rather than just blaming somebody. So you were responsible for whatever has happened in your life. You are responsible for whatever is going to happen in your life in next 5, 10, 15, 30 years. So hold yourself responsible for everything that you do. Third, and most important, is be grateful. Be grateful for whatever you have. Because I just laugh at those people who said I am self-made. There is nobody in the whole world who is self-made. You had support in a way or other. You might have started that business single-handedly. You might have studied alone. But the books, whatever you read, the business, whatever you received, the promotions, whatever you have had got, no doubt that you worked really hard to reach to that point. But there were always people who were helping you to reach to that goal. So stop saying that I am a self-made. We all are a part of some society, and this society is continuously helping us to grow. And this is the reason, have gratitude. Have gratitude for everything that is happening to us. Have gratitude for yourself, for the people around you, for the situation you are in, and see things are going to change in a beautiful way. That's all from me. I'm open for the questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was indeed a wonderful session. I would request everyone to just share your questions or something that you have in mind for Sunil in the comment section so that he can answer your questions. Okay, we'll give some time to everyone for thinking about a question. Till then, I have something in mind, if I may ask. So, this first of all, this session was incredibly, well categorized because we as individuals often have several such similar thoughts in mind. We often know what we should do, how we should, manage our thoughts, hold up certain level of optimism, how we should take accountability. But again, not all of us are having that capability of categorizing our thoughts, that okay, this is the first step that I need to do, this is the second thing that I need to do, or these are the benefits. So thank you very much for helping us divide our points into various sections, I would say, and to also have them listed out in front of us so that we can refer to it, because this is something that is common to me, common to you, as well as all of our viewers. So it really, I'm not sure if at a conscious level compulsorily, but at a subconscious level it will help us break these things down. So I do have a question, as in when you said there are approximately more than 50,000 thoughts that come into our mind on a daily basis. We have so many things. We often fail to take accountability. We are one step away from reality. So, most of these thoughts are not in our hand. They just come naturally, they just come involuntarily. And also, 90% of the situations that we find ourselves into is not even a consequence of our actions directly, at least. It is something that the universe just throws at us. So, my question to you is how, you know, not all of these thoughts are optimistic. So, according to you, handling life, in order to handle life, is it necessary to be optimistic, or it's like you have to be a realist first and then have some level of positivity? That's my question to you.
Uh, Thank you, Zaina. This was a really important question. You know, optimism and realism goes hand in hand. Similarly, realism and pessimism goes hand in hand.
Right.
Now, first we need to accept. Okay, this is the situation. Now we have a wonderful tendency of blaming the things which are not in our control. You wake up in the morning, you were expecting a beautiful morning with a light breeze, having a cup of tea or coffee in your hand, or bonvita, or your favorite drink, maybe a juice or something like that, and it turned out to be a very warm, a totally humid day. And what is the thought? We just blame the day. Now the weather is not in our control. The temperature is not in our control. The traffic that we are going to face is not in our control. That red light is not in our control. So
Right.
nothing is in our control. And we just keep blaming these things for no reason. So what we can do is, when we know the situation is not in our favor, what I can do is, can I think about a moment? Okay, this is something that I am going to face on a daily basis, or at least for the day, or maybe for next 1.5 hour. So if you have, and nowadays everybody has got a AC in their house, so there is no crime if you put on AC 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning, take that wonderful drink in your room, enjoy that drink, go to shower, take your shower, have a breakfast. Anyways, you are going to go by a car or bus or whatever, and you are somehow comfortable with that situation, but at least you have made that morning beautiful by just changing few things.
Right.
So this is reality, and with this reality, if I accept, first need acceptance, And we always blame about the things which are totally out of our control. We never blame ourselves that I was responsible for thinking like this.
True, true.
So this is very simple thought. And every day morning, whatever thought we have, that thought carries out till night, and we don't even
Absolutely.
realize. So if you thrash somebody or somebody thrashes you in the morning, it is not your fault or not somebody else's fault. It was something that I am standing in front of the mirror, and that mirror has done something weird, and that my emotion came bursting out. And we often hear those beautiful voices early in the morning, and we still wonder, भाई हुआ क्या था? The children are so perplexed, or they are so confused why in the first place they were on the list of the targets. As if few kids feel like terrorized. Some whenever they just even hear that name, they feel terrorized. They start acting weirdly. And this is how life happens. But the moment we realize that things are not in our control, that there is only one option, just to accept that. And the moment I accept this, I can change that, at least to my comfort level. Not, I cannot change the weather in next 5-10 minutes, until and unless I am having some magical powers. So accept that. This is as simple as that. And realism also comes from that only. You know the reality, you accept that, and then think of something optimistic, that what you can do with this particular thing. Or you might,
Absolutely.
in the winters you wanted to do some activities in the warm weather. Just carry on that with that if possible.
That's very true. First we need to accept where we stand so that we can improve the condition of where we stand. And one thing that you also mentioned, it's very true and it's really necessary for us to understand that it is not going to, even after you accept it, even after you plan it out, chalk it out, it's not going to change in like 10 minutes or 2 weeks. Things take time. Even if you are changing a perspective, it may seem simple that, I just have to change the way I see things, but then again it will take you at least a few months to get habituated with that kind of a thought process, if I'm not wrong. And then we must also have patience as individuals, and we must keep enduring that, this thing will go on for some time. It's not going to abruptly change everything that I view at. So any ending notes that you have for our viewers?
Ending notes, just a few things. Again, accept, take your own responsibility. And third and most important, be grateful for whatever you have in life. That's it. Because we always compare ourselves with the people who are doing well than us, but we never realize they might have worked really hard to reach to that position. We just see that outer beauty, and we compare ourselves, our kids, our siblings, and our parents are also responsible for that. So the comparison as something which has become very common these days. So if you really want to compare yourself with whatever you were today, yesterday, whatever today, and what you are tomorrow. So compare yourself with yourself, then only things can turn out to be beautiful or the way you want to.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. I would say that it was quite an informative session in terms of, introspective. As in, there was no concrete knowledge, but there was still so much to learn from whatever you said, and it was absolute reality. And I, as a listener, could absolutely relate to it, and I feel that's the same with all of our listeners. Do let us know in the comment section how you found this session helpful. and you can always catch up on that. So Sunil sir, thank you so much for your time today, and I know that you have also done a lot of preparation before this session. It was not that just you came live and then you spoke something. You had things listed down, you had things in your mind beforehand. So I would again thank you like a lot for that, and it was really happy to have you here. But before that, I think one person has just posted a question. If you could just take some time in answering that.
How to control subconscious mind to unlock and use best of its power. Okay, thank you, Ishwajit. Thank you for this question. First thing, again, we cannot control anything, as I said in the beginning. Now, we can train our subconscious mind to achieve things that we really want to do. The first thing is that whether things are working out for me or not, the best way to judge by ourselves without going to a third person, because that third person is limited with his or her own experiences, so they might not guide you to the expected levels you want. So whatever you are having mind, just think of about that one particular thing. Right now you can practice this. Think of the biggest goal of your life, a biggest thing you just wanted to enjoy. And that could be anything. And at the same time, just remember that one moment where you just go and want to revisit again and again and again. We go back to our past, try to revisit that moment, and now just put that one your this particular goal in that situation. Try to accommodate this into that situation where you are totally happy with yourself, with your life. And now imagine that goal. Now tell me the difference. What was the difference between first thinking and the thought where you put this goal in a beautiful situation? First might not be so clear, but within a fraction of minute you can see that goal very clearly. You can cherish that goal, you can enjoy that goal. So if my first thought was little bit of doubt, little bit of confusion, little bit of fear whether I'm going to do this or not, if I want to be a public speaker, if I want to be a writer, if I want to be an actor, am I able to imagine that I'm standing in front of the people, the biggest stadium in the world? There are thousands of lakhs of people listening to me. They are cherishing every moment. They are just, giving me thumbs up, giving me applause for whatever I speak. Am I able to imagine that? Am I able to imagine that my book is number one on bestsellers list on NY? Am I able to sell millions of copies of these books? And with this, I'm getting more encouragement to write few more such books which are helping society. If you are thinking of becoming a doctor, whatever you want, are you able to imagine that what happens if I succeed? Whenever we set goals, the major uh, thought pattern what I have realized is, I always think, what if I fail? I always realize that what if I fail, what will I do? But I never ask myself, what if I become successful? Am I ready to tackle that success at this particular moment? What am I going to do with this such a huge fame? What am I going to do with truckload of money? What am going to do with the people with whom I was obsessed with and going to get my whole lifetime with these people? Am I ready? So the moment your subconscious, your mind says yes, you are ready, then you will start seeing that these things are happening automatically. So you need to first Be comfortable, start visualizing those things as if they are happening right now in front of you. Just check your emotions. Your emotions are the biggest power. They have the biggest power. The intuition is the biggest friend, especially for girls. If something is coming your way, whether good or bad, maybe half an hour before that thing happens, you already have that idea, this is going to happen with this person. So intuition has that power. If that intuition is making you happy, just go ahead with that. Do whatever it wants you to do, and you will start finding people, you'll start finding ways, you'll start finding some tools. You will start getting few ideas that will help you unlock your subconscious mind. I hope this was clear.
Thank you so much for answering the question. I do agree that when you involve the subconscious mind, things actually become quite clearer to you. So I hope all of the questions have been satisfied, and the session was really really helpful. I will once again take this opportunity to thank you, sir, and we hope that you will be having many such sessions with us in the future. Thank you for your time. Bye bye.
Thank you, Zaina. Thank you so much for inviting me again. And I hope I could at least add some knowledge. Thank you. Thank
You
you
did.
so
You
much. Thank you
absolutely
again.
did. All right, so that was Sunil Shanewar from Speaker Circle. As I said, he has been with us from day one. And so there was a lot of things that he shared, a lot of things that he talked about. And I'm pretty sure that all of us could connect to it on a certain level. So, again, I would like to remind our viewers that we go live on this YouTube channel every Thursday with a variety of content. It's not that we have the same speakers and the same content and the same material. Once in a month, we have activities such as book reviews, wherein people talk about the books that they preferred and they share their ideas as well about it. Then we have movie reviews, which is kind of the same. We have poetry recitations, in which people come and recite and also talk about the poetry of their choice. And then there is storytelling, which is absolutely necessary when it comes to learning public speaking. And lastly, there is this knowledge sharing session where we allow one of our members to come on this platform and share something about their field of knowledge, about from their experience or some concepts that they have in mind. So similarly, Sunil also talked about something, a certain kind of concepts that he had in mind and wanted to share with us. And that's it for today, and I'm really happy that it went well. Thank you so much for joining us. Note that we also, apart from this live session, we also have some meetings wherein our main focus is on public speaking, and we try to involve that in various kind of activities that people participate into. So you can just read the description of this live video and you'll find a Zoom link there, which you can fill to join us on WhatsApp. Once we add you to the WhatsApp group, you can also get notifications about our activities that are both online, and if you are in Ahmedabad, you can join us offline as well. So, looking forward to have you here at Speaker Circle. My name is Zena, and I'll be taking your leave now. Thank you.